Tuki and the Chicken's Oath. Tuki is very fond of making cakes with chicken eggs. But the chicken is not laying eggs. Tuki got angry and stood in front of the chicken and said, "Listen, if you don't lay eggs today, I will become a vegetarian from tomorrow." The chicken looked at him without answering. The next morning, it was found that the chicken had left 3 eggs. Tuki said to the chicken, "This time you eat the cake. I don't eat eggs now." From then on, the chicken only laid eggs, not for Tuki to keep the oath.
On this wedding bride and Tuki, on this wedding groom has come to see. The house is decorated. Everyone is serious. Suddenly Tuki comes and he sees the groom and he shouts, "Hey, this guy was stealing our chicken eggs last night." The whole house is silent. The groom is silent. His mouth is dry. Finally Tuki laughs and he says, "He was joking, brother-in-law passed." Auntie chased Tuki and he said, "You'll get divorced before the wedding." Love food and like, comment, subscribe crew.
Grandpa lost to Wi-Fi fish? Grandpa versus Google. Grandpa says everything I have experience. One day Tuki said, "So Grandpa, do you know which is the stupidest fish in the world?" Grandpa said, "Of course I know, but first tell me what you think." Tuki said, "Wi-Fi fish. Because it goes everywhere but can't get a connection anywhere." Grandpa kept quiet for a while and said, "This time I understand my days of experience are over. From now on, Google and Tuki will be the only ones. Want more stories with a side of flavor? Subscribe to TasTara now."
Surprised mom. The boy learned to cook by watching YouTube and made a cake for his mother's birthday. The mother came and asked in surprise, "Who brought this?" The boy said, "Your son is a chef now." With tears in her eyes, the mother ate the cake and said, "The sweetest gift of life." Some recipes are baked with. Subscribe to TasTara for. Tuki was making a fruit cutting video for the first time. She cut the apples beautifully and arranged them on a rows. But as soon as she turned on the camera, her foot slipped and she fell. The apples flew off in slow motion and hit the fan and the wall. At the end, Tuki said, "This is a satisfying disaster." For real fun with flavors, follow TasTara.
Neela waited for Ion at the end of the road every day. One afternoon, she said, "There is a surprise today." But that surprise was death. Ian was hit by a truck at the second turn and passed away. With his last breath, he said, "I am taking you." Neela whispered, "I will come, just a little late." Some stories are tasted with the heart. Subscribe to TasTara.
It started to rain suddenly, and everyone ran for shelter except Chunu and Ruku, soaked and smiling. Ruku twirled under the sky. "Are you crazy?" Chunu laughed. She looked at him and said, "I'd rather get drenched with you than stay dry without you." In that brief, rainy moment, silence spoke volumes. Chunu pulled her closer and whispered, "Let's never run from anything, especially love." Felt the love? Drop a heart in the comments, share with someone special, and subscribe to TasTara for more stories that touch the soul. One quiet evening, Ruku held Chunu's hand and whispered, "I don't know what the future holds, but I know one thing: I love you from the deepest corner of my heart." Chunu looked into her eyes as Ruku continued, "No matter what happens, I'll stay with you. For you, till my last breath." Chunu smiled. That night, under a sky full of stars, Forever softly began. If you believe in forever, hit like, comment your favorite love memory, and subscribe to TasTara for more love-infused stories. Cooking in memory of Grandpa. The smell of khichdi made by. One day, after he left, while eating, I felt as if some recipes bring. Subscribe to TasTara. Ruku always said, "The way to my heart is through good food." So on Valentine's Day, Chunu cooked his favorite spicy chicken wrap, but inside, she hid a tiny note: "Will you be mine forever?" Ruku took one bite, paused, smiled, and whispered, "Only if you promise to cook like this forever." That day, love was not just in the air, it was on the plate. If you think food can be a love letter, then like, comment, and subscribe to TasTara for more flavorful stories.